Hello students, let's discuss few more problems based on the assign the chemical shift to the structure. In my previous lecture, we have covered these two problems and I already told you that to solve this kind of problems, you need to have a basic knowledge of common chemical shift and common important coupling constant. So with the help of that, you can easily assign the chemical shift to each and every proton of this compound. So previously we covered this problem. Now in this lecture we are going to cover a few more problems. Let's begin with this problem. So the problem was asked in university exam and the problem is like assign with the reasoning the PMR signal to protons of the compound shown below. Explain the decoupling experiment. Okay, so we will begin with the first two signal 1.2 singlet 9 mm and 1.3 singlet 9 mm. Sometime instead of giving directly the number of protons, they give us the height of the integration, and as everyone knows that the height of the integration is directly proportional to the number of signal. So if you closely observe this signal, that you can observe that 3 mm is 1 proton. So 9 mm is 3 proton. So first two signals are of CH3, 1.2 singlet 3H and 1.3 singlet 3H. That means these two CH3s are there in the compound. So you can see that this is a CH3 and CH3. So first two signals are associated with these two methyl groups. So let's assign the 1.2 and 1.3 to this methyl group. Now the next signal is 2.0 singlet 1H exchangeable. As we previously discussed that exchangeable protons are associated with the alcohol or phenolic functional group. So this 2.0 singlet 1H exchangeable, it is nothing but OH proton. Okay, let's assign 2.0 to the OH proton. Next signal is 3.3 doublet 2H. Okay, 2H, and you can see that there is a 2H over here, and the next signal is 4.82 triplet 1H. Okay, 3 mm is 1 proton, and both have the similar or same coupling constant. That means they are coupled with each other. So we can see that this is a CH2 and this is a CH. So we can easily identify that 4.82 due to this oxygen is going downfield than this CH2. So 4.82 1H is nothing but this proton. Okay, 4.82 is nothing but this proton, and 3.3 is this CH2, which is showing doublet due to this proton. So 3.3 CH2. Okay, easily identified proton. Now let's go for the olefinic as well as aromatic proton. We have signals from 6.25 to 7.22. Now which will be the which signal? You can see that if we have alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl system, then beta carbon is always downfield due to delocalization of this double bond to the carbonyl. There is always a electron deficient proton over this beta carbon. That means the most downfield signal will be the 7.72 doublet in this case. Also J is 10 Hz, which is also supported the cis coupling of double bond, not the aromatic coupling. That means 7.72 is cis coupling with its partner, and it's a downfield because it is a beta carbon. So let's assign 7.72 to the beta carbon. Okay, 7.72 is beta carbon, and let's search for its coupling partner. Its coupling partner is 6.25, J is 10 Hz. Okay, similar with same with the 7.72. And why it is so shielded? Because it's the alpha proton. In any delocalization structure or canonical structure, there is always electron density on alpha proton. Okay, that's why it is always shielded, and it is coming around 6.25 and showing doublet of 10 Hz 1H. Okay, 10 Hz is cis coupling and coupling partner is 7.72. So let's assign 6.25 to alpha proton. 6.25 alpha proton. Now for the aromatic protons, you can see that the coupling constant is 8 Hz and 8 Hz. That means definitely it is the ortho coupling. They are ortho to the each other. Now which will be the downfield and which will be the upfield. Now you can see that if we extend the conjugation from beta carbon, this proton will become downfield because it is in conjugation with this carbonyl group. So beta and then this proton. So this will become the downfield and it will come around 7.23, whereas the proton which is ortho to the oxygen will come around 6.77. This is how we can assign the chemical shift to any proton with the help of coupling constant and basic knowledge of chemical shift. Let's confirm our assignment with the help of decoupling experiment. So decoupling shows that 3.3 proton, if we irradiate the proton at 3.3, the protons at 4.82 was converting from triplet to singlet. That means previously it was showing triplet, after irradiation it is showing singlet. So 3.3, that means this CH2, if we irradiate this CH2, this 4.82 was converting from triplet to singlet. Of course, this CH have only one coupling partner, so it is becoming singlet after irradiation. Also, the proton at 6.25 is affecting the proton at 7.72, which was previously doublet and converting to singlet. That means if we irradiate this proton, this is becoming singlet. That means they are associated with each other. This is how we can confirm our assignment. Okay, let's go for the next problem. Okay, so many signals, so many decoupling experiment, and also there is a nuclear or Haber enhancement given. So the problem is assign the chemical shift and comment on the observed coupling constant and spin decoupling experiment. Okay, now there is no OH or exchangeable proton in the molecule. So how we can begin? You can see there are two COCH3, OCOCH3 and OCOCH3. That means there are two OaCl group in this molecule, and OaCl methyl group we can easily identify. You can see that 2.32 singlet 6H is associated with this 2 methyl group. They are singlet and both are OCOCH3. So they will show singlet of 6H. So let's assign 2.32 to this 2 methyl group. Okay. Now next signal is doublet of doublet of doublet, doublet of doublet of doublet. That means these protons are coupling with 3 coupling partner. So we can observe this molecule and we can see that these are the diastereotypic proton due to this chiral center. Okay, this is the chiral center, and due to this chiral center they are diastereotypic proton. They are coupling with each other as well as coupling with allylic proton and fissional proton. So this proton will show us doublet of doublet of doublet. Geminal coupling, fissional coupling and allylic coupling. This is how we can assign the proton signal. So 3.09 and 3.11 are showing doublet of doublet of doublet, and coupling constant are 12 Hz, 7 Hz and 1.5 Hz. It clearly shows that 12 Hz is geminal coupling, 7 Hz is fissional coupling and 1.5 is allylic coupling. So 3.09 and 3.11 are these two protons. So let's assign the chemical shift to this proton. Now let's search for their coupling partner. You can see that this will show doublet of doublet and also this proton will show doublet of doublet. So the next two signals are 5.18 doublet of doublet and 6.06 doublet of doublet. Okay, this is a typing mistake. It is not a BD, it is a DD, doublet of doublet. So one is at 5 and another is at 6. So which one will be the which proton? You can see that here this proton is near to the oxygen and also it is para to the OCOCH3 group. That's why it will be downfield. Whereas this proton is alpha to the carbonyl system. Okay, this is alpha to the carbonyl system. That's why it is always deshielded. That's why it is always deshielded. So among these two proton, this one will be at 5.18 and another one which is showing doublet of doublet with this two proton. So you can see 6.06 doublet of doublet and coupling only one coupling constant because they are both fissional to this proton. So it will become 6.06. Okay, most of the proton signal we are assigned Now only 2 signal remain from the benzene ring. So we have 4 signals, sorry, this phenyl ring and this phenyl ring. So you can see this is a meta coupling. So for the meta coupling, the coupling constant is 2 Hz, and for ortho coupling it is 8 Hz. That means these 2 signals are for this phenyl ring, and these 2 signals which are showing 2 Hz coupling constant will be for this ring. So let's assign 6.69 signal which is showing doublet. So 6.69 is bit downfield, almost similar chemical shift, but 6.69 we will assign to this proton because this is in between two electron withdrawing group, okay, OCO-CH3 and OCO. So I will assign 6.69 to this proton and 6.62 to this proton, okay. Now this is the ortho coupling over here. Two protons are near to OCO-CH3, they will be downfield, so 7.46 will be near to OCO-CH3 and they are coupling ortho with 7.17 protons. So I will assign 7.46 to ortho proton of OCO-CH3 and meta to 7.17. So they are ortho coupled and showing 8 Hz of coupling constant. Let's go for the decoupling experiment. What decoupling experiment shows? If we irradiate the proton at 5.18, where is 5.18? If we irradiate this proton, of course these two signals will affected or their coupling is disturbed. So 5.18 irradiated, then the proton at 3.09, previously it was doublet of doublet of doublet, now it is becoming doublet of doublet and only have 1204 Hz of coupling. Now 3.11 is irradiated, then the proton, if we irradiate 3.11, it is affecting the proton at 6.06. That means they are closely associated or they are very close in the space, whereas this is affecting all three protons 6.06, 5.18 and 3.09. That means this proton is associated with all three protons. This is how we can justify the decoupling experiment. Now nuclear Auer-Hauser effect. If we irradiate the proton at 3.09, there is an enhancement in the proton signal of 6.06. That means they are on the same side of the ring, okay. This proves that they are on the same side of the ring, proton at 3.09 and proton at 6.06, they are on the same side or they are closely placed in the space, okay. This is how we can assign the stereochemistry as well as proton signals, okay. So to avoid the long and lengthy video, I am covering only these two problems in this lecture. If you have any problem, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.